This Node Quick Start covers both inbound and outbound SMS. Your application makes an HTTP post request to Twilio, and Twilio sends a text message to your phone. It's that easy. We'll start by installing the Twilio Node helper library. And then we'll create a file called sendsms.js. In here, we'll need a few credentials, namely the account SID and auth token for our Twilio account. You can find those in the dashboard. They look like this, but I've got them stored in environment variables, so we'll get them from there instead. I'll need the Twilio account SID and the Twilio auth token environment variables. Then we'll use those credentials to create a Twilio REST client. Next, we'll use the client to create a message. We'll send it to a cell phone number, which will look like this in Twilio, but I've got mine stored in an environment variable, so we'll send it to my phone number. We'll send it from the phone number that we purchased in the Twilio console earlier, 267-214-0303. And the body will be, "This is the ship that made the Kessel run in 14 parsecs?" Yeah, that one. Then we'll log out the message ID when the message is sent. Coming back to the terminal, we'll run node sendsms.js, get that message SID back, and we'll get a text message that pops up on the phone. Excellent. Now let's talk about inbound SMS. A user sends a text message to your Twilio number. Twilio makes a request to your app, and your app returns some instructions in something called TWIML. If the TWIML looks like this, then Twilio sends a text message back to the user. Let's write the code to make that work. We'll start in the terminal by creating a server file to hold our server code, and we'll pull in the HTTP and Express modules to build an Express app. We'll also bring in the messaging response object out of the Twilio helper library, which is in the TWIML section of the helper library. Next, we'll create an Express app and use it to create a post route at /SMS. This will handle the incoming request from Twilio. Then we'll create a messaging response object called TWIML and use it to create a message that says, "The robots are coming, head for the hills." Then we'll set up the response header to give a 200 OK with a content type of text XML, and then we'll add the TWIML to the response. One last thing to do in here, we need to use the HTTP module to create a server passing in our Express app. This server will listen on port 1337. We'll head over to the terminal and run our server, and it spins up on port 1337. There's only one problem. Twilio can't reach localhost at port 1337. Let's use ngrok to fix that. We'll run ngrok telling it to tunnel port 1337 over HTTP. This gives us a publicly addressable URL to the web server code that we just wrote running on localhost. We'll copy that URL out of ngrok and take it over to the Twilio console to the phone number we bought earlier. We'll paste the URL into the messaging section where it says "A message comes in webhook." Leave HTTP post as the method to use, and add /SMS to the end of the URL. Then we can send a text message back to our phone number. We'll say yes, and we get the response back from Twilio.